Good evening, everyone, and welcome inside Scotiabank Center in downtown Halifax, Nova Scotia for the Halifax Hurricanes basketball. The Kitchener Waterloo Titans come in tonight's matchup with a shakeup and a changing of the guard. Gone is second-year coach Serge Langes, and in the most recently, as early as today, the active player roster has changed, with Cavell Johnson being the player turned coach now of the Titans. Good evening, fans. I'm Vince Williams, and joined by my broadcast partner, as always, Matt Elliott. He'll join me momentarily. The Hurricanes return to Scotiabank coming off a very successful road trip, winning all four very important conference games, beating the Moncton Magic and the Cape Breton Highlanders twice. So they return home sporting a 5-game winning streak and one of the most important teams in this league, a hot team that is, if not the hottest team in the National Basketball League of Canada.
Yeah, it's hard to make an argument otherwise. They've won 8 of their last 10 games, ripped off 5 in a row, as you mentioned there. 4 of those, the last 4 games being away, the 2 against the Moncton Magic and against Cape Breton Highlanders, those were away games. They've won 5 in a row. They haven't lost since February 4th, and that happened at the St. John Riptide. So they're on a roll right now, looking to continue it back here at home before they launch on another long road swing.
And the starting lineups tonight for the Hurricanes. Number 1, Tyrone Watson. Number 12, Cliff Clint-Scales. Number 20, C.J. Washington. Number 23, Billy White. And rounding out the lineup is number 14. He's been resting for the last 2 games, Antoine Mason. He had an upper body injury, but Mason's ready to go.
Good to see him back.
And for the KW Titans, number 8, Ed Horton. Number 9, Tremar Sutherland. Number 12, Greg Morrow. Number 24, Justin Hurt. And rounding out the lineup, the big man, number 35, Derek Hall. Tap controlled by the Hurricanes. Canes looking to make it 6 straight here on this current streak. Titans come into this one, a lot of shakeup within their organization. And the first 5 minutes are going to be very tough for this team to try to figure things out. Watson's shot is missed, shot clock dwindling. Sutherland picked it up, but a traveling call by Horton. So not the start for head coach Cavell Johnson in his very first game as a head coach at the professional level.
No, but lucky for him, it's still early, so he'll get his chance here. But like you said, it's going to be interesting first few minutes to see the kind of game plan he's put together and the kind of pace he's going to set. It's often difficult to go from that role of player to coach, let alone mid-season, let alone in the span of 8 hours or something like that. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out.
And C.J. Washington, knocks down the 3 balls, 3-0 for the Canes. And a nice move and a left hand at the rim. An explosive play at the rim is Justin Hurt. And it's 3-2 now. So good looking half court set there for the Titans in their second possession. Washington spotting up Hall. Washington jumper, and it counts. So CJ's 2 for 2. He's got 5, all 5 for the Hurricanes in the early going here in the first quarter.
Nice shot by CJ. Got to think if Hall's guarding him, a lot of those are going to have to be fadeaways. He's got a huge height advantage on CJ.
Sutherland kicks it out. Morrow, he stepped on the line. Not good court awareness there for Greg. It's 2 turnovers. 3 possessions for the Titans. They trail by 3. Just over 10 minutes to go here in the first. Mason off the screen, turns the corner. He's stopped by Hurt. Washington, he'll put it up for 3. That shot is off the rim and out of bounds. So a good closeout and adjustment defensively there by Hall.
Yeah, Hall, probably one of their top players. Look at his stat line. He averages about 17.5 and 11 points and rebounds. And interesting thing, I mean, in these, especially the North American minor leagues, Vince, you don't see a whole lot of 7-footers. because if you're a 7-footer, they either get scooped up or they're in Europe. So he's kind of a rare breed here in the NBL that you see an actual 7-footer, and he's every bit of it, I believe, if I'm looking at him.
Mason, he
Nice
fires
shot.
and knocks down the three. Definitely is a rare breed in the evolution of the game these days.
Yeah, definitely.
Where you have teams most predominantly playing 5-out, and it's a drive and kick situation.
Yeah.
So if that 7-footer's on the floor, he better be able to post up, grab some rebounds, protect the rim, or even shoot a little bit.
That's what I was going to say. Or better be able to shoot a la Dirk Nowitzki, guys like that.
He is,
Kristaps Porzingis.
you said it, he's all but 7 feet. Washington going to work on Hurt down low with the left hand. CJ's got 7, and that's a mismatch in epic proportions on Justin Hurt underneath the basket with CJ Washington.
Definitely a good job of the Canes to take advantage of that.
Hall with the fadeaway, it's no good. Canes come back the other way, 8-point lead. Clinkscales off the screen, inside to Washington, the no-look pass, he can't handle it. In the last meeting between these two teams, the Hurricanes got it done on the road versus the Titans, and CJ Washington led the way. 7 players in double digits for the Hurricanes. Washington led the way with 17.
Yeah, it's been a tough season so far for the Kitchener-Waterloo Titans. 4-22 record, and weren't even paying attention there. Watson snuck in behind.
Yeah, they got to get back on D. The Hurricanes like to get up and down the floor. They are one of the most prolific teams in transition when they get a defensive rebound. And Hall, the big man, knocks down the triple.
To that.
There you go, showing
better
that range. 17 points per game, and this guy's no joke. He is for real from Albert College. But right back is Antoine Mason, knocks down his second 3 of the game, and Mason's got 6. So back and forth here. Both teams trading 3 balls. Horton off the screen. Hurt thought about it. Sutherland for 3, and he knocks it down.
2 in a row.
So a good looking half-court set by the Titans there. And Sutherland was setting his feet in the corner 3, and he knocks it down. Mason, no good off the glass, rebound by Hall. Sutherland back the other way. Right hand off the glass, can't get it to go, rebound by Washington. 4-point lead for the Hurricanes, the largest was 8. Just over 7 minutes to go in the first. White, very quiet thus far is Billy White. Washington trying to back down Hall. Watson, kick out, Clinkscales for 3, and that's good.
Nice shot.
Great ball movement, unselfish basketball in that half-court set by the Hurricanes.
Nice hands by Clinkscales.
Watson, he's pretty lethal when he's driving the rim. And that guy can get it done inside the painted area, but he knew that he drew the double team and then wide open Clinkscales, and Clinkscales has been shooting that 3 ball pretty good in the second half of the season.
He has, yeah, with a lot more frequency.
Hall shot short at the rim, excuse me. Clinkscales try to connect with White on the back door.
Like Billy slip, I think.
Billy slip back door there as he tried to go back door on the smaller man, Ed Horton. And that's the first turnover of the evening for the Hurricanes.
Talking about Hall, as I look at his stats, he's shooting his 3-pointers at a 38% clip, which is not bad at all for a 7-footer.
Not at all. Rebound by Watson as Hurt's shot was too strong from downtown. Clinkscales will pull it out. And White trying to go to work on Morrow.
It's another mismatch.
Morrow's called for the reach. Multiple mismatches in the half-court set when it comes to the bigs guarding, the guards trying to guard the bigs of the Hurricanes. It's going to be a tough night for the Titans. They need to switch out and make sure they have the proper defensive assignments.
And that's a problem, those mismatches, because Halifax's bigs, I mean, they're not only long, but they're athletic.
Second and third chance opportunity, no good for Washington and White. And White's call for the reach on Hall. That's Billy's first, team's first. And a timeout on the floor. 5:46 left in the first quarter. 10-point lead for the Hurricanes. And the Canes got off to a pretty good start.
Yep.
But the Titans have responded, though, in the last few minutes.
Yep, I haven't seen anything yet, any reason for the Titans at this point to panic. Yeah, you're down 10 points, but it's early. They've got some guys that can score. You know, they got Hall out there. So at this point, still early for new coach Cavell Johnson to figure this out.
Adjustments being made by both sides. Hurricanes still looking to find their lineup, that is, Matt. I mean, we have an active roster where it looks like tonight not playing and on the reserve list is Denny McDonald, the new player coming in at the point guard position. 6'1" Ashton Kahn from Tiffin University by way of Toronto, Ontario. So Mike Leslie continuing to shuffle his lineup and trying to find the right combination, as the month of March is going to be very huge for this Hurricane team, as after tonight, they will go out on the road for 4 games against some very tough competition. If you thought the competition was tough on the previous road trip, take a look at the competition on this upcoming road trip. They go visit the Island Storm, then they visit the St. John Riptide, and then they need to go over to the Rock and visit for the first time the Central Division powerhouse, the St. John's Edge, where they are very good at home.
And not only that, but that will essentially be, of 9 games, 8 of those will have been away games. You know, they're back for this one, and then they're back out on the road again. That's a tough stretch for any team, no matter how good you are. So far, Canes have done great. They've got 4 in a row on the road, hoping to get one here at home. But man, that's got to wear on you think.
Yeah, we talked about how important the previous road trip was going to be for them in regards to their conference standing, and they did an outstanding job of getting all 4, putting themselves in pretty good shape here. Hall's fouled by Washington, as Hall will go to the line to shoot 2. CJ's first, team second. As Derek Hall, a 7-footer from Albright College from Northampton, Pennsylvania, a 75% free throw shooter on the season.
Former all Mid-American, the MACC, all first team. Interesting, he also played in Europe for the British Basketball League. I didn't even know that existed until I looked it up.
You always seem to find those tidbits on players when it comes to their previous clubs and their previous accolades. Hall makes both.
League so interesting. Everyone's got a story.
Storylines always on the go. Mason splits the defense. Right hand's good at the rim. Beautiful finger roll finish by Antoine. And Antoine's got 8 now.
Great ball handling in the paint.
Morrow trying to take White off the dribble, and he's called for too many steps. As multiple substitutions checking in the game for the Titans. It's Miles and Phillips, as Horton and Sutherland will go to the bench for KW. 7-point lead, just under 5 minutes to go in the first quarter. We got a foul underneath the rim, and wasting no time, it's called on number 7, Anthony Miles. That's his first.
Just in the game.
Team second. Miles looks like he drew a very tough assignment trying to guard Billy White. Miles, 6'5", a small forward from Rider University.
Yeah, that would be a tough draw for the taller, bigger Billy White. That's, if you can see, I mean, look at the mismatch in the sizes. We're looking at it now.
Billy gives it up, kicks it out to Clinkscales. Washington fires for 3.
Why not?
Bang, and he knocks down his second of the evening.
Great choice.
CJ Washington is on point, catching and shooting from beyond the arc.
And a good job of recognizing that Hall was in no place to come out and get one of those long arms up.
Hall now, dribble drive, left hand, he finishes at the rim. So the big man showing great athleticism and great ball handling as he weaved his way through traffic, finished through the contact with the left hand.
See the replay, like, gee, did a good job, changed directions, good ball handling in the paint, and like you said, finished with the left hand while getting hacked. Not bad at all.
And completes the three-point play. So Derek Hall having a very good 12 minutes for the KW Titans. Watson, left hand, back to the right, can't finish, tipped in there by Billy White, and that's Billy's first two of the evening. So White gets off the snide with the tip in.
Great burst of speed.
Off the take by Watson. Morrow now. Dribble hand off to Miles. Miles looking for a screen. Kicks it to Morrow. Morrow baseline, that's rejected at the rim by Watson.
Watson had him the whole way.
Backdoor White, and he throws it down. And there it is, the setup. The bigger man caught out in space, and the backdoor was there all day, and you can see it. The eye contact between Clinkscales and White.
Yeah.
They don't need verbal communication. All they need to do is look at each other, and they know what they need to get done. And great execution on that half-court set.
That two-man game is solid. Caught Hall, wasn't paying attention. Billy just got away from him.
Miles knocks down the three ball. That's his first attempt, and it's good. Washington again is feeling it from downtown.
My goodness.
Strokes his third of the quarter. You can see CJ is not shy, catching and shooting from beyond the arc. It's something that has been steadily improving throughout the season. Washington in transition, Kane's got numbers, and finish at the rim, it's Watson. And things are starting to come undone, and you would think that Coach Johnson would like to call a timeout to try to break up this momentum by the Hurricanes.
You read my mind, I was supposed to say the exact same thing. There's tough to stop that, but he's got faith in his guys. Perhaps he knows something we don't know. Very limited coaching experience. Extensive playing experience in the NBL and in Europe. Oh, goodness.
Mason, blow by, can't get it to go as Hall was there to protect the rim.
Jeez.
But Mason got that first step on Hurt and blew right by him.
If he had to finish that, I'm pretty sure we'd be watching that up on the big screen. There you see Billy's with the throw down, no one around him. We'd be watching that on the pregame big screen, I was going to say, in the pregame highlight pack. Too easy for Billy, though.
Yeah, that hammer was there, the one-handed, left-handed hammer, backdoor. Billy White, I mean, it's either a lob or a sweet bounce pass by Clinkscales, and execution is always on point. You seldom see them turn it over, as we did see it early in this quarter, where Billy slipped trying to go backdoor. As checking into the game for the first time for the Hurricanes is Mike Poole, the Atlantic Division Player of the Week, and Ramal Brown. We got some contact underneath there.
They're calling it on Brown by the looks of it. Nope, they are not.
It's Nigel Titer.
Called on James.
James will be called for his first. Denzel's first. Team's third. Along with Nigel Titer, they both checked in for the Titans. 11-point lead, just under 2 minutes to go here in the first. Mason, right hand, he splits the defense and finishes at the rim. That's second time Mason was able to beat the double team with the penetration.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if there's a better guy. There's certainly not a better guy in the Hurricanes that can finish at the rim like Antoine. He may be one of the best ones to do it in the league. I mean, we've seen a lot of guys that can play great basketball, so I don't want to say he's the best. But man, oh man, he's good.
As Dominic Phillips tried to get to the rim, but he was met by the Boulin wall. That's Ramal Brown. 10 seconds on the shot clock, 1:30 remaining in the first. Phillips now inside the Titer. Titer's got to hurry. Floater, and it's no good. Shot clock violation, so you can pin that defensive possession and put a star on it by Ramel Brown's name.
Yes, sir.
Brown now facing up from beyond the arc. He gets it to Clinkscales. Poole coming off the down screen, kicks it back to Clinkscales. Mason now. White trying to go to work down low. Left hand off the window. Is he able to take Miles? And that's a mismatch, and no disrespect to Miles. That's a tough defensive assignment, and we called it when he checked into the game.
Yep, just doesn't have the size.
Billy, the bigger man, 6'8", power forward versus 6'5", basically a wing or a shooting guard in Anthony Miles. And those are the type of matchups right now the KW Titans are faced.
Billy, like I said, he's long, he's athletic, but his footwork underneath is great. It's a tough matchup for anybody, but let alone you giving up 3 inches and however many pounds.
Mike Poole's call for the block as Taquan Zimmerman checks in for the first time for the Hurricanes. Poole's first, team's fifth. 43.2 seconds left in the first quarter. Hurricanes by 15. Sutherland, pull up, and he drains it. Stromar averaging 12 points a game for the Titans. It's the last matchup between these two teams. Sutherland had 19. Clinkscales, closely guarded by Titer. Shot clock dwindling. Clinkscales got to go with the freeze at the window. Can't get it to go. And that's a shot clock violation.
Yep.
Most times you see Clinkscales finish or at least get the ball on the rim and give his team a second chance opportunity. He had Titer in space, just couldn't get that ball off the rim there.
Yeah, tried to do kind of a hybrid floater off the backboard with his left. It's a tough shot to make for anybody. Yeah, look at that foul.
And a good foul as they had one to give as Clinkscales commits the foul on Phillips. That's his first, team 6. 3.9 seconds left, and head coach Cavell Johnson wants to talk this possession over. A very important one. 13-point lead for the Hurricanes. The largest was 15, but they're trying to close this one out. The Titans, that is, on a positive note, heading into the second quarter.
Yeah, and sure, why not? I mean, if you've got the timeouts to use, you want to make sure you, like you said, finish on a good note. You go in, drop a good set, and see if you can get some points out of it going into the next quarter and carry that momentum.
So 3.9 seconds left in the first quarter. Hurricanes leading by 13. It's the only game on the schedule in the National Basketball League of Canada. It's been a few nights it's been the only game on the schedule, me and you.
Yeah.
Throughout the league here. So
Tuesday
no out-of-town scoreboard
No.
around the league to update fans at home on what's happening in other venues.
Yeah, Tuesday night, not a whole lot of games around the league throughout the season happen on Tuesday nights, but with the AUS coming here this weekend and the U Sports coming the weekend after that, I think Halifax had no choice. Plus, you got to contend with the Mooseheads.
Yes.
You got to pick your nights when you get them.
And
if you want to get home.
And for all the fans out there that may be American or not aware or know of the league that we spoke of, there is the U Sports is the governing body for Canadian University basketball, and the AUS is the Atlantic University Sport Conference, one of the 4 conferences in Canadian University sport. So it's March Madness here in Halifax.
Canadian style.
So Miles will inbound, and he turns it over. Poole off and running and flushes with the right hand. Mike Poole, and that is not what head coach Cavell Johnson drew up off the inbound. Not a good pass.
No.
Just could a few different words I could use to describe that pass by Anthony Miles, but it was very poor as Mike Poole stepped in front of that, and he was off to the races.
And not only was it not what Coach Cavell Johnson would have drawn up, it was probably the definition of the exact opposite of what he wanted to accomplish there. Great job by Mike Poole. Again, quietly a very good defender, and he saw that coming the whole way, took it, finished it.
Yeah, outstanding job by Mike Poole, the Poole Shark, as he likes to be called on Instagram by his friends and family. And he showed great instincts on that defensive play as he stepped in front of it and was off to the races with the right-handed hammer. So a 15-point deficit for the KW Titans, as the Titans have had a tough road when it comes to road trips. 1-12 on the season are the Titans. The Hurricanes 10-4 at home and looking to improve that stat to 11-4. So 12 minutes in the books between these two teams. Canes with a good lead, but no lead is safe, as we know here at Scotiabank Center. We've seen 25, 28-point deficits go by the wayside and the opposition pull it out here. So if you're head coach Mike Leslie, you got to continue to tell your guys, keep your foot on the pedal and make sure you play a full 48 minutes.
That's right. I mean, you said it. We've seen more than once now. We've seen a couple of high 20 to 30-point leads just disappear here in Halifax. So undoubtedly, Coach Leslie thinking of that, as are the players. I mean, these are veteran guys, right? So you know they're not going to let up at this point, because you can't. That's one of the great things about this league. No game is over until it's over. So however, Halifax are in command right now.
Very much in command, and they are in command when it comes to the statistics. Run down the stats real quick. Hurricane shot 70% from the field, 85 from downtown, 6 of 7 from beyond the arc. On the other side, the KW Titans shooting 53% from the field. They're 4 of 5 from downtown. 6 turnovers for the Titans. 12 points off those turnovers by the Hurricanes, so they've taken advantage there. Bench points, they're doubling up the KW Titans 18-6. So Titans with control to start the second quarter here. As Phillips, closely guarded by Clinkscales. Miles.
The stat that I was seeing there, Vince, is nice shot by
Miles knocks down the floater.
12 points off turnovers for the Canes to 3 for the Titans. That's a 9-point differential. I mean, when you get that kind of differential in one quarter, it's hard to have success.
Absolutely. Ronaldo Dixon, he finishes on the baseline. Ronaldo seeing his first action of the evening for the Hurricanes. Canes go with Brown, Zimmerman, Poole, and Clinkscales. Sutherland now with the right hand, and he's fouled, and he'll shoot 2.
Who are they going to call that on? Calling it on Poole.
Poole's called for the reach. And Tramar will shoot 2.
Haven't seen a whole lot of free throws this game. Canes haven't shot any.
Tramar misses the first. Sutherland comes into the game shooting 60% from the charity stripe, and he makes 1 of 2. Ed Horton looking to check in, and he'll come in for Dominic Phillips. 14-point lead for the Hurricanes. 11 minutes to go. We're very early here in the second quarter. Poole to Brown. Brown with a nice fake. Back to Zimmerman. Zimmerman, he'll put it up for 3, and he drains it right between the eyes of Denzel James.
Had a hand in his face.
Didn't matter as Zimmerman knocks down his first 3 of the game. Miles back the other way with the left hand, and he draws the foul on Ramal Brown. And Miles will go to the line to shoot 2.
Clinkscale's not happy about that, having a few words with the ref. Let's see if we can see it in the replay here.
Might have gotten the arm.
Maybe an over the back. I don't know.
It's tonight's officials. Matt Boyles, Ryan Lutz, and the crew chief, Paul Hansen. And Miles makes both. It's 43-28 now. Clinkscales off the screen. Ronaldo tries his hand from downtown, and that's short at the rim. Second chance opportunity coming up though. Ronaldo inside on James and in rejection. That's blocked by Hall. Hall on the help there as Ronaldo thought he had a one-on-one mismatch between him and Denzel James.
Yeah, and if he hadn't have gone with the up fake, if he hadn't went straight up, he probably would have got that point because Hall wouldn't have had time, but the up fake brought Hall over. He was able to defend it.
Sutherland puts it up for three. It's too strong. Rebound for Brown. Clint Scales looking to run. Zimmerman steps into a three and he drains it. Back-to-back threes in the second quarter for Taekwon. Horton now off the screen. Behind the back to Hall. And that's a turnover.
Tried to get pretty. I tell you, it must be a daunting task for opposing coaches, let alone a new coach, to deal with Halifax's lineup with the guys they have coming off the bench. You know, never mind the starters. You got Taekwon Zimmerman coming off the bench. Mike Poole, player of the week, coming off the bench.
Poole was thrust into the starting lineup the last few games. Poole fires and that's short. It's out of bounds. Averaged 22 points and 9 rebounds.
No slouch.
In the last 4 games. And in particular, he was instrumental in the last outing between the Magic and the Hurricanes where he put up 25. Hall now trying to back down Ronaldo. Hall in tight to Sutherland. Shot clock under 10. Sutherland trying to go to work on Poole. That's rejected off the glass. Back the other way are the Hurricanes. Canes have numbers, but they have to hurry. Poole puts it up and he drains it. Looked like he rushed it, but he still knocked it down.
Fumbled it a bit. I tell you though, the Titans right now, they just don't look like they have a plan offensively.
But it definitely has to start on the defensive end.
Oh yeah.
20-point lead, the largest thus far for the Hurricanes. And that's knocked out of bounds by Brown. It will remain Titan possession with 8 seconds on the shot clock as Justin Hurt will check back for the Titans along with Greg Morrow. He'll check in for Denzel James and Anthony Miles will go to the bench. And Ashton Kahn will check in for the first time here at Scotiabank Center for the Hurricanes. Shot clock violation as the court awareness there, not able to get that one up.
No. Like I say, it just doesn't look like they've got a plan right now.
A little bit out of sync offensively are the KW Titans.
I would say so.
Trying to find their way here.
Interested to see how Kahn, what kind of game he's got. As much as I like a nice finish. I was going to say, as much as I like Denny McDonald, I like his game. Hate to see him as a healthy scratch. Halifax really, with the exception of Clint Scales, didn't have that real second point guard to go to. Taekwon Zimmerman, if we see the replay, great job by Zimmerman getting the body and the foul. But as I was saying, Zimmerman usually is the guy they use in that backup point guard position. He's not really a true point guard in the sense of facilitating and ball handling, more of a shooting guard. So I'll be interested to see how if Kahn fills that role nicely of the backup point.
Hall now, right hand, and he gets that scoop to go. So Hall continuing to be good offensively. He's got 12 now. And I will definitely say, just to finish up that thought on Zimmerman, he's probably more comfortable catching and shooting and running the floor and getting lost in space and transition and knocking down those threes. Ronaldo now, he's called for the charge as he puts that right knee right to the gut of Greg Morrow.
See a replay of it. Good job of Morrow to step in.
That's talking. You talk about sacrificing the body for the betterment of the team. Greg Morrow stepped up.
You see it here. Yeah, he stepped up all right.
You can see there, he might have got him with the left and the right on that replay. So those are the type of the defensive possessions KW needs at a frequent pace in this second quarter. Hall, that shot's knocked off the rim by Brown. Hall looking for his 14th point of the night. Ronaldo now to Kahn. Kahn looking for the screen, uses it, dribbles baseline. He's looking for Brown on the pocket pass. That's knocked out of bounds, so it will remain Hurricanes possession. 9 on the shot, 7:09 on the game clock. Zimmerman with the inbound. Brown with the nice catch. Right hand off the window, and that was the right decision as he had the mismatch in space on Greg Morrow.
Yeah, smart basketball there to realize that.
Morrow now, bottled up by Brown. This is an interesting matchup.
It is.
Between these two guys, you would think that Brown wouldn't draw that assignment, but the big man moving his feet tonight, able to guard the smaller man in space, and another turnover committed by the Titans.
But if you look at who Kitchener's got on the floor, they've got their big man. Otherwise, they're going small ball. I think it's a good choice to put Ronaldo Dixon on Brian Hall just because of the length. Doesn't work out in Morrow's favor, but
he turned it over. Brown, shot clock under 10. Ronaldo now trying to face up Hall, left hand, and he finishes with, gets that one to roll in. So Ronaldo showing no fear and attacking the rim on Derek Hall, the 7-footer. Horton, left hand floater's good.
Good job getting into the paint, getting that one up.
Still a huge deficit for the Titans, 55-32. 6 minutes to go in the second quarter. It's been all Hurricanes since the opening tap. Taquan, hesitation to Brown on the baseline. He did a good job of collecting himself and waiting for Ed Horton to pass by and rise up with the right hand.
Yep, and Horton did all he could there. Wasn't able to get to the ball, though.
Hall now. That's poked away and turned over. Canes come back the other way. Zimmerman inside the Brown, and Brown with the two-handed hammer, and that's just a mismatch that Greg Murrow cannot compete against. It's just too tough for Murrow inside, trying to guard Ramel Brown as Cavell Johnson, the head coach of the Titans, wants to talk things over.
Yeah, and I don't blame him, and you gotta feel for Cavell Johnson a little bit here, because when you look at the benches, it doesn't matter who they trot out, who either bench trots out. Halifax always seems to have that, at least one or two big mismatches size-wise, and Coach Leslie obviously knows what he's doing, and they're taking advantage of that. So you can't fault Cavell Johnson for that. I mean, you've got the players you've got, and if they're mismatched, they're mismatched. 59-32.
You definitely got to go with what's working, and this Hurricane team does an outstanding job at exploiting mismatches. They rarely will not find the right combination in their half-court sets. That's what they live on.
That's right.
So just a reminder to fans out there, after tonight's game, the Hurricanes will go on the road for 4. March is a huge month for them, especially the start of it. 4 straight road games, extremely tough and important home setting here after those 4 games, going into the playoff stretch. But first up on Thursday, March the 1st, the Island Storm. Then the second, Friday, gets to St. John Riptide before heading to the Rock to take on the Central Division powerhouse of St. John's Edge for 2 on Tuesday, March the 6th and 7th, before returning back here to the friendly confines of Scotiabank Center on the 15th versus the Moncton Magic, and that'll start a 3-game homestand. So talk about a challenging schedule.
Big time.
Another challenging schedule coming up to test the mental of this Hurricane team. And fans, if you want tickets and you're in the Halifax area, pretty easy way to do it. Email the Hurricanes at info@halifaxhurricanes.ca or simply call them at 902-377-3052. Ronaldo with the rejection at the rim of Greg Morrow, and the frustration continue to build. Zimmerman fires for 3, and that was definitely a heat check as Zimmerman had other options. He tried to put that one up from downtown. Left hand's no good. Horton with the second chance and third chance. at the rim, and he makes do on the third attempt.
Good fight by Horton underneath.
So you can see the offense is definitely going through Greg Hall in their half-court sets.
Yep. Yep, he's taken 8 shots now. Tremere Sutherland's taken 6, so he's number 2 in that. Let's see what that finish goes. Very nice.
That's a very nice finish in transition and a beautiful bounce pass by
Really
Justin
was.
Hurt with the connection to Greg Morrow, and he made no mistake as he was able to rise up over the defender with the right hand. And a reach here on the ball screen, and it looks like Ed Horton will be called for the foul.
See that bounce pass and a good finish by Morrow. Titans hoping for a little bit more of that.
A lot more than that they need. Good defensive play there by Horton. Tomorrow again in transition, and he finishes with the right hand. So back-to-back finishes with the right hand for Greg Morrow in transition.
He's attacking the rim.
59-38 now, under 4 minutes in the second quarter. Theon Reefer checking in for the first time for the Hurricanes on the floor. Ronaldo's 3 balls no good, but the tip-in is there by Theon. And Morrow looking for his
Morrow
third.
again.
He jams it with the right hand. So Morrow continue the run in the open floor. Nobody's accounting for Greg in open space in transition. So that's 3 straight for Greg, and that was a thunderous right-hand finish through the contact on Ramel Brown.
Yeah, great job finishing against a much bigger player. And after that, you can see Coach Leslie kind of giving the business to Theon Reefer. I think someone missed a defensive assignment or 2.
I'd say in the last 3 possessions. And Morrow unable to finish the 3-point play, but it looks like a lane violation. And he'll give Greg another opportunity to complete that 3-point play. A 67% free throw shooter on the season. And he rattles home that opportunity. Only averaging 8 on the season, well above his season average in the last 2 possessions.
I tell you what,
Is Greg Morrow.
keeps attacking the rim like that, he's going to have a lot of points by the end of this game.
Zimmerman off the dribble handoff. Ronaldo down low, trying to back down Hall. Right hand hook
Nice
is
finish.
good.
Yes, sir.
Ronaldo showing no fear
Nope.
up against the 7-footer,
Much bigger man.
attacking him and not.
Hall's not exactly making it easier on him either.
Floater's no good by Hurt. The fadeaway jumper, that is. Ashton shot short from downtown, trying to get his first few points, and stepping on the
See that from here.
sideline there is Justin Hurt. So another turnover for the Titans. And that's turnover number 11.
Hard to win basketball games that way.
21-point lead for the Hurricanes, 2:41 left in the second. Kahn crosses the timeline. Reefer looking for the screen. Uses the left hand, then back to the right hand. Can't finish, a lot of contact. Theon looking for a foul.
Yeah. Took a few too many bumps. I don't think he had control of the ball as he went up.
None coming, but it was last touched by the Titans, and it will remain Hurricane possession with a fresh shot clock. Zimmerman off the down screen, thought about it. He'll pull it out. Rolling off the screen, nice hesitation, down in a 2-handed hammer. You can see that a mile away as Zimmerman was able to break down his defender, rolling off that screen.
Yeah.
And finding a wide open Ramel Brown on the baseline, and the big man knows how to finish when he gets his opportunity in close there, at least 1 or 2 feet away from the basket.
He sure does. And I don't think anyone benefits off of those double plays. Double teams in the paint more than Ramel Brown. How many times have we seen him patiently wait under the basket for that double team, only to get it and throw one down?
Turnover and picked up by Horton. Yeah, don't see many finger rolls by Ramel Brown.
No, you don't.
In tight.
No, you don't. And rightly so.
Brown back out to Zimmerman. He puts it up for three, no good. Rebound. Second chance opportunity for Ronaldo. He's fouled. He'll go to the line to shoot two, unable to finish due to contact. As Nigel Titer checks in for Derek Hall. But still a mountain to climb for the Titans here. Surrendering 65 and counting in the first 24 minutes.
A lot of points to give up in the first half.
As Ronaldo hits the first, as Dixon comes into this game shooting 86% from the free throw line, and he knocks down both. 67-43 now. Just over a minute to go. Horton puts it up for three. Too strong off the iron and last touched.
I think it went off of Morrow, I think.
Morrow was looking for the offensive rebound. Knocked that one out of bounds. 1:15 and counting now. Hurricanes will get into their half-court set. Kahn off the screen. Back to Kahn on the handoff. Kahn, hesitation, left hand. Can't get it to go, and that's rebound once again by Ronaldo Dixon. And he draws the foul, and he'll go back to the free throw line.
Tider looking for the block on that play.
Ronaldo in great space.
Getting lots of
the
minutes
offensive
today.
rebound. Yeah.
See the replay there. He grabs the board. Oh, cut it off on you, but you saw it before as we did there, folks.
Ronaldo's got 6 rebounds along with 9 points, and that's his 9th point. Looking for number 10. So well on his way to a double-double tonight.
Yes, he is.
And he hits both, so Ronaldo's perfect from the charity stripe. 5 for 5. 69-43. Huge deficit for the Titans. Horton, left hand, that's a tough shot. Hurt, he'll put up the three, but he drains it. Had a good look off of that miss by Ed Horton.
Yes, he did. He made it count. The announcer just saying we've got 6 Canadians on the court right now.
Rarely see that in the National Basketball League of Canada,
Yeah.
even though every lineup has to dress at least 5 Canadians. And Morrow again with the two-handed puts back.
Speaking of Canadians, go to London, Ontario.
Greg Morrow's having a good second quarter.
Sure is.
As Kahn stepped on the sideline there just before the buzzer. Not sure. I think they had about a tick or two left before the end of this quarter, but they're going to conference, and I think that's it. So that'll do it. 24 minutes in the books here between the Titans and the Hurricanes. And 69-48 is the lead for the Hurricanes. What can you say?
Well, that's just what I was going to say. What can you say? It hasn't been pretty for rookie coach Cavell Johnson and the Kitchener-Waterloo Titans. They just haven't, and I've said it a couple times now, I just don't think they have a plan out there right now. And I don't know if you can blame anyone for that, given the quick transition. They're doing the best they can. They've got an undersized bench. But we've seen leads like this dwindle before, so still got a lot of basketball left.
Absolutely, a lot more basketball to come. Fans will step aside, and we'll be back after 15 minutes. The Hurricanes lead 69-48. You're watching Halifax Hurricanes basketball on the Halifax Hurricanes YouTube channel. Win streak looking to make it 6, and if the first 24 minutes were any indication that they're on their way of doing that, Matt, I'd say they are.
Yeah. If it's anything like the first half, they're going to cruise to that 6th win in a row. So far, Kitchener-Waterloo not putting up much of a fight. New coach Cavell Johnson's got his work cut out for him here. Still a lot of basketball to go, but
as Morrow's shot is reflected at the rim by Washington as he tried to get free on the baseline, and the numbers are very lopsided for the Hurricanes after 24. White loses the handle on the baseline. Hurricanes shot 61% from the field, 57 from downtown, and they were 100% from the charity stripe compared to 51 for KW from the field, 50 from downtown, and 87 from the free throw line. Now, the storyline was second chance opportunities and bench points. Second chance, they doubled up, triple teamed, and that's turned over, stolen by Mason, and they're off to the races on a 3-on-2, and Mason's fouled by Sutherland. And just to finish up the numbers real quick, because they are ugly, bench points, they're dominating, 33 for the Hurricanes, 7 for the Titans. The largest lead, 27 points.
7.
Titans have not led at all and didn't look like they were going to lead at the start of this game, Matt.
No.
And you've mentioned several times throughout this broadcast that they just don't have a plan. Now, I mean, the plan needs to really start on the defensive end.
Yep.
You can put points up. They're a pretty good team putting the ball in the basket, but they need to defend, and they need to defend at a very pulverizing pace here in this third quarter if they're going to have any chance of getting back and winning this game and trying to break up that losing streak that they're currently on and snap the Hurricanes' 5-game winning streak. Hall with the right hand, though, and that might be in the right direction offensively, but it all starts on this end here.
That's right. And you know, normally if you're a coach and you look at your first half stats and you're showing 50% from the field, 50% from three-point land, and 87 from free throws, you figure you're doing pretty good.
Yeah, absolutely.
But then you're down 21 points. It's exactly as you said. Defense is really what's dragging them down right now.
And Watson able to get it to go inside. 22-point lead. Largest is 27. Horton with the left hand. So he was able to finish off the window. Clint Scales inside tight. Try to get it inside, to Washington, as that matchup still rearing its ugly head between him and Greg Morrow. I mean, the adjustments defensively just not there, but what do? You got a small lineup against a bigger lineup here. Who do you put on a CJ Washington if you got a lineup? You got Justin Hurt, Ed Horton, Greg Morrow, Tramar Sutherland, and that's a back over violation. So that's a good start defensively.
CJ just looked like he couldn't get a handle on it.
Yeah, couldn't get a handle there, and they turn it over. But, I mean, just to finish that thought, who do you guard in the post with C.J. Washington and Billy White? You got one 7-footer
Yep.
with pretty much,
Pick your poison.
you know, wingmen. The other 4 are wingmen. You know, no disrespect to them, but they are either a 1 or a 2.
Yep, you're
and
right.
you might be stretching it with the 3. No true power forward in this lineup on the floor for the Titans.
No, really, and you think about it, the only true nice shot there.
Hurt rattles down a 3, though.
The only one they might have is 6'7", Nigel Titer, but right now he's doing backup duty for Derek Hall.
Yeah, he's on the bench, not in the lineup, but you would think that they would try to go with that type of lineup, but offensively they need to score, but defensively they need stops, but you can't stop that either.
He's shooting well today.
You got a guy, able to knock down threes, a 6'7" true power forward, and C.J. Washington able to extend his game outside beyond the arc. And you got some difficulties. Look out here.
Two Canes got tied up there.
It looks like Antoine Mason, who's already trying to come off a upper body injury, colliding with Washington. Both men on their feet. You can see in the replay here. Loose ball ensues.
Dive for the ball and collapse.
So it will remain Titans possession. Hurt inside the hall, pump fake, right hand, high off the glass.
Great board.
That's ripped down by Washington.
He's had one of his most efficient games. He only played 11 minutes in the first half, did C.J. Washington. Came away with 13 points.
Yeah, he's very productive, and another finish at the rim with the left hand is C.J. C.J.'s got 17. And one, and count it, and it looks like it's on the floor. No continuation for Justin Hurt.
That's the right call.
And CJ, I mean, he doesn't need a lot of minutes to put up big numbers.
No.
In the last meeting between these two teams in Kitchener-Waterloo, he had 17 points in 20 minutes.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he can score. He can score in bunches in a quick amount of time, which is great.
7 for 8 from the field he is, 3 for 4 from beyond the arc.
That's a big number for me.
Hurt, right hand, and
That
he
was a
throws
nice
down
step.
the right hand. It's
Hearing
that first quick step by Justin Hurt, and that forces a timeout called by head coach Mike Leslie and the Hurricanes. They want to talk it over. Maybe some defensive adjustments coming here, but a little bit of spark, a little life from the KW bench, but they're still down big, 76-57.
Yeah, and it was, I mean, that was a beautiful play there by Hurt. He deserved every bit of that 2 points. But, you know, Coach Leslie, despite being up as many points as they are, didn't like what he saw in that particular play, called the timeout, because he's treating it just like this game, you know, he's treating it as if they're up by 2, or, you know, it's a closer game than it is, and that's a smart way to do it, you know, given their propensity so far this season to let leads get away from them. So I think that's probably a smart call on the behalf of Coach Leslie, making sure he's keeping the guys' heads in it, because it's, I mean, you know, you and I have played sports. You know what it's like when you get a big lead. You can't help it but check out
relax.
sometimes, right?
You cannot relax. You have to continue to put your foot on the pedal. And when you got to your opposition down, you got to make sure they stay down.
That's right.
You can see that
See
quick
the
first
replay.
step. Good pump fake. Ball fake there by Justin Hurt. The Red Seas parted. No help on the help line.
Mason bit, hook, line, and sinker.
Mason, I think he was looking for maybe CJ to hedge a little bit and stop that penetration in the middle of the paint. And CJ tried to basically hedge on the opposite side, and that opened up the lane for Justin Hurt. He made his way to the rim, and nobody was there to stop him. So a timeout on the floor here. It's over now. It'll be Hurricanes possession underneath their own rim. But they are still up big. Huge crowd on hand for a Tuesday night.
Yeah, not bad at all.
Beautiful night here in Halifax.
Yeah, fans having fun as always. Kids up dancing. They don't care what the score is. They're just having a good time.
Still waiting for those two cams.
Yeah.
The Mike Leslie dance cam and the Tyrone Watson flex cam. Watson, right hand, it's no good, and that rebound is ripped away by Hall. Horton will come back the other way.
Watson, Stuart, go ahead.
Horton fade away. That's
Ooh,
a tough shot,
nice.
but he knocks it down.
I was going to say Watson only played 10 minutes himself in the first half, so he's been relatively quiet today. Coach Leslie obviously trying to rest his starters as much as he can and preserve that lead at the same time.
Horton having a strong game, 6 for 9 from the field, 13 points. Washington, Johnny on the spot again. In the right spot, picks up that loose ball, and Shamar Sutherland is not going to block C.J. Washington's shot at the rim, standing 1 or 2 feet away. Clint Scales, he's called for the reach. It's his third, team second. As Hurt will inbound on the baseline, 16 on the shot clock, 7:21 left in the third. Morrow, right hand, and he finishes.
He's having a game.
Gets it up and over Billy White. Morrow showing no fear.
No, not at all. He's been attacking the rim.
And that's all he's been doing. He haven't been really shooting it from 16. No mid-range game by Morrow. He's been attacking the rim either in the half court or in the transition. Mason's 3 balls no good. And Hurt with the rebound. 78-61 there. So 17-point lead. The largest been 27 for the Hurricanes. Hall, backdoor to Morrow, and another right hand for Greg, and he's having a game here on the road for the Titans.
London, Ontario native, played college ball in Western. This is his second season in the NBL, and he actually had a tryout with the Raptors 905 of the D-League. Didn't make it, obviously.
Watson rims out. Hall with the rebound.
Pushing it.
Titans looking to run. Hurt and one counted. So a response here in this third quarter by the KW Titans.
Yeah, they're closing in. Down by 13 now.
So they cut the deficit to 13 momentarily with an and one coming up for Justin Hurt. Good looking play in transition.
Sure is, and a great finish. See that there on the replay. Counted and one.
Watson unable to step in front of Hurt. He had a full head of steam off of that miss on the other end.
And I really think that's kind of the tactic they're going to have to go with if they want to continue to close this lead up. They're going to have to keep attacking and keep the pace up, because the slow play and slowing the ball down, it hasn't been working for them so far. But this quarter alone, you can see they're doubling up the Canes so far, 18-9 in points. So they're having some success right now with that faster tempo.
And Hurt's got 13 now. White on Morrow, draws the double. Poole for 3, and that's short. Rebound by Hurt. So Rummel, Brown, and Mike Poole check in for the Hurricanes. Horton for 3, and he drains it. I'm not sure what was said in that locker room at halftime by first game, and
it's a single-digit lead now.
Cavell Johnson, but whatever he said seems to light a spark underneath the Titans. Poole, right hand, no good. And then rebounds kicked around. It's last touch, but it looks like a foul coming up, a reach. That's called on Poole. So a 9-point lead, a 27-point deficit being erased in a feverish pace. I said they needed a pulverizing start of this third quarter, and they are getting it right now. They are responding. The Titans backdoor. Hall can't handle the bounce pass off the pick and roll. Opportunity to gain momentum back here for the Hurricanes. Clint Scales to Poole. Inside to White. Faces up. Horton. White off the window.
Nice finish. He's great with that left hand.
Need more of that from Billy.
Sure do.
Billy's got 8. Billy's been quiet as well. 4 for 6 from the field is Billy White. Not a lot of offensive touches in the first 24 minutes for Billy.
Nope.
Hurt now. Had a wide open jumper, and that rattles down.
Now they're starting to drop.
Justin Hurt, he's 6 for 10 from the field, 15 points, and another timeout as head coach Mike Leslie is pleading with his team to play defense, and they hang their hat on the defensive end. But right now in this third quarter, not a lot of defense being displayed by the Hurricanes.
No, it's the Kitchener-Waterloo Titans that are coming out with a bit of like you said, they got a fire lit under them maybe perhaps in that in the locker room during halftime, because they're really coming out on fire. It's a 9-point lead, so they've closed it up. I mean, can you imagine if they come out here and hit a 3, now you're all of a sudden you're within 2 scores just like that.
Game.
How quick was that?
Well, I mean, we talked about it. We've seen some leads evaporate quite quickly here at Scotiabank Center, so I'm not surprised right now. Hurricanes need to come up with some answers and make some adjustments right now, because all the adjustments have been made by the KW Titans.
Big time. Yep. All those double teams, excuse me, not double teams, all those mismatches that we were seeing Halifax exploiting in the first half, we're not really seeing it right now. So I don't know if that's a result of Halifax kind of the players maybe getting away from the game plan and you know, taking the lead for granted. Who knows? But you gotta think that Coach Leslie is trying to wake them back up right now before things get too out of hand.
And you don't want this team coming in that's, you know, has been struggling on the year, 4 for 22, and they've had a tough campaign, the KW Titans. They're 1-12 on the road. Hurricanes, on the other hand, come into this game 19-9, 10-4 at home, a pretty good home record. You don't want a team that's pretty much had a down season get any type of life or momentum heading into the fourth quarter.
Especially when you're about to go on another 4-game road stand.
Very important to get this W. White's met at the rim and he misses.
See, they're pushing the pace.
Sutherland.
Great D.
Oh, Mike Poole almost able to save it on the end line as he stripped that one away from Sutherland.
Sneaky.
4:02 left, 80-71. It will remain Titans possession, 21 on the shot. Vince Williams, Matt Elliott here, courtside as always for Halifax Hurricanes basketball fans. If you're just joining us, the Hurricanes, whoa, they were in command of this game by 27. It was the largest lead in the second quarter, but the Titans had responded in this third. Mason draws the contact, and he'll go to the line to shoot too. Titans responding, getting that 20-point lead down, and they trailed after 24 minutes, down to single digits here.
You see the replay here, Antoine coming in. He drives, just a little bit of contact. That's one of his MOs there.
Yeah, he does it very well.
He sees his spot. He tucks that ball like a running back.
Yeah.
More often than not, he gets hit when he does it.
You usually mention that at least once a game. The way he's able to get that done. As Denzel James will check in for the Titans. As Greg Morrow will get a blow. Along with, if I'm not mistaken, no, I think that's the only change for the Titans, as Coach Johnson giving Morrow a blow. As both of them are good for the Hurricanes, so it's 82-71 now. Hurt, thought about it, kicks it out to Sutherland. Sutherland, right hand, tough shot forced there by Mason. So that's good defense by Mason. Mason back the other way, and he draws the foul, and he'll go to the line to shoot two. So great defensive play on one end, and a great job of getting down the floor on the other by Antoine.
See, clean skills dishes it to Mason. He knows the job, just go straight up. Someone's gonna reach, sure enough.
Derek Hall got caught in space there, the big man, unable to step in front of Mason. As Mason hits the first. Antoine comes into tonight's game, shooting above 80% from the free throw line, and he makes both. And that's part of this game that's been muchly improved this season. I like talking about it every game.
It was a much needed improvement, the amount that he was getting to the line.
The reigning sixth man of the year of the National Basketball League of Canada, Antoine Mason. And that jumper, that's a tough jump shot forced by Mike Poole, as Justin Hurd has had a pretty good quarter here for the Titans.
15 points for him, 6 of 11 shooting. Got 4 rebounds. 16 points has Ed Horton.
Poole now. And Brown is pushed from behind by Ed Horton.
I'm going to correct myself again. 17 for Justin Hurt, 7 of 12 shooting.
I'm just going to let you go and figure it out.
Computer keeps changing in front of my face.
2:44 left, 84-73. 14 seconds on the shot clock. Clint Scales with the inbound. Mason with the blow by, left hand counter.
Nice finish.
And that was a tough assignment for Derek Hall to try to stay with Antoine Mason in space. Horton now looking for a screen. Hall, he'll put it up for three, and the big man knocks it down.
Why not? He can shoot it.
And that's his second triple from downtown. And Hall's got 17.
10-point lead.
Clint Scales off the screen.
Oh, I think he was looking for Brown up top.
Knocked away. Had an opportunity. Titans back the other way with numbers, and Sutherland draws the foul on White, and he'll go to the line to shoot two. So a very quiet and maybe stunned crowd here at Scotiabank Center.
Yeah, significantly more quiet.
As the Titans responding quite well in this third quarter.
They really are. 28. They're outscoring Halifax so far 28-17. Didn't see that coming. Still a few minutes left to go. So
good push.
And we talked about defense. You specifically talked about defense, and 17 points. Assume Halifax will score at least a couple more. Regardless, they've more than met the task defensively, considering they gave up 38 in the first, 31 in the second.
Lots of points in the first 24 minutes. And checking in for the Titans is Titer, along with Phillips. But this has been the story of the game. The reserves, the second unit. That bench has been outscored by 24 points as Mason knocks down the three off the screen. Only 7 points off the bench, and a turnover there. Not steal. A good pass on the inbound by Phillips. Kind of lazy as Clint Scale steals it. So Hurricanes looking for a 5 or a 4 point trip here. White, and he throws down a two-handed hammer as Sutherland got lost in space.
Yeah, I think Sutherland took a risk there, and it did not pay off. Went for the steal. Gave Billy all kinds of space.
Fires for three, it's no good. Hurricanes stealing back the momentum. Clint Scales did a good job, heady job there by Clint Scales to keep possession. In tight to Mason, that almost went. That circus shot almost went in. I'm not sure even Mason even attempted the shot. It looked like it got knocked away.
Yeah, it took a shot to the nose too by the looks of things. Let's see if we can see it on the replay.
No,
yeah.
Didn't even attempt the shot, didn't even see it go up.
He took a shot, but
lost the handle on the way up and took a shot right in the beak.
Yeah. We'll give him a second to gather himself before he shoots. If you take a good shot in the nose, man, it usually takes a minute or two to get your bearings.
Oh my, does it ever. He knocks down the first. Mason fighting through it. Hurricanes responding though.
Yep. Well, they had to eventually, because if they didn't, they were gonna at risk of losing the game if they didn't respond.
Phillips now off the screen. Miles for three. He had a good look and he drains it. No hesitation on that catch and shoot by Anthony Miles, and he knocks that shot down from beyond the arc.
Good quick release from him.
12-point game.
He's 2 for 2.
Mason loses the handle and turns it over. As Phillips throws his hands up and trying to figure out who's going to inbound it here. As James comes down the inbound. Phillips off the double team, kick out to James. James looking for a screen. And he turns it over. Bad pass by James, but James rips it right back off the pass, and then he tried a bounce pass to Sutherland. So miscommunication here and frustration between the reserves for the Titans. They're just trying to find a way. I mean, head coach Cavell Johnson needs some quality minutes from his reserves, and they are struggling.
They are,
to find any type of chemistry in this game. They are, like I said, they've been outscored by quite a huge margin when it comes to the bench points, and the bench scoring.
A big miscommunication there between Phillips and Titer that started that whole turnover situation off. You saw the replay there of the kick ball.
12-point game. Titans call a timeout, want to talk things over, try to regroup and get out of this quarter within striking distance.
The dancing.
Kids dancing in the aisles as always here at Scotiabank Center. Great crowd on hand. And there it is. What's that called?
I don't even
know.
The
Flossie.
Is that
I
what
remembered it. Remember it from our last broadcast as we had some help.
Right. Had some help online.
As the Flossie breaks out. And there it is again. Kids flossing. Just ripping it out. I love that dance. Still waiting for that Mike Leslie dance cam. Always a great atmosphere at Scotiabank Center for Hurricane basketball. 12-point lead, 92-80. 19.9 seconds left in the third. Hurricanes have led throughout this one. Largest lead's been 27. Vince Williams, Matt Elliott on the call. The great pictures and sound provided by the Silver Vision crew.
Yes, sir.
As the Titans will hold for the last shot. Miles inside.
Nice pass.
And a putback. And it looks like it was
in
in the zone. They were going to give it. And I'm not sure why, because unless it was around inside the cylinder, but if it's outside, that's going to count.
I think it was. I think Billy might have got a bit of the rim.
And so it might have been a rim violation.
Yeah.
Nevertheless, it's a 10-point game.
Just like that.
For the Hurricanes, 92-82. And we got a ball game. It didn't look like we had one at halftime, and especially in that second quarter. But the Titans responding in that third quarter, outscoring the Hurricanes 34-23. What do you make of this Titans team coming out of this halftime break?
I think it's a little bit of two things. I think, as much as I hate to say it, I think the Canes were kind of taking the lead for advantage a little bit, and I think they took it for granted, is the word I'm looking for here. And Kitchener-Waterloo came out with a different pace than they had played the entire first half with, and it took the Canes a little while to catch on to that. And as a result, you saw them get outscored, and the Titans went on a little bit of a run there. They also got some great shooting. If you look at the shooting numbers, they're still shooting well. They're now 64% from beyond the arc, and 57% from field goal. Like that's you can't if you're a coach, you can't complain about that, right? But they also put a little bit more of a commitment onto the defensive end of the ball as well. So that's manifested itself at this point in a 21-point lead going to a 10-point lead.
Exactly, and it took them 24 minutes to figure out what they wanted to accomplish, as you mentioned several times in that first 24 minutes. They were trying to find a solution on what type of style of game they're trying to dictate here. And they did a good job. You got to give them credit. They did a good job, but lots of basketball left. Hurricanes did steal the momentum at the end of the quarter after they were pushed, when at one point it was a 9-point lead, and the Hurricanes pushed back, pushed it up to 16. But the Titans were able to get it down to 10. So we're in for a pretty exciting finish, as things didn't look like they were going to be exciting at all. Exciting if you're a Hurricane faithful and you're here at Scotiabank Center. You want to see the Canes win, and you want to see them win at the easiest possibility. You don't want to see a tough W, but the Titans come in with a lot of adversity. The changing of the guard with their head coach, Serge Land, just let go. And in comes the player that was active on the roster before tonight's game, Cavell Johnson, taking over at the head coaching position. Not sure if it's interim or permanent, but nevertheless, he is the man now. Horton fires for three, had a good look to start this fourth quarter, unable to knock it down. Poole now, he's fouled in transition by Titer. So Johnson continuing to gamble here with this second unit and get a little bit more quality minutes before he needs to go back to the starting lineup.
Yeah, try to squeeze an extra few minutes out, give those guys a bit of rest coming out of the quarter. See if it pays off for them.
But man, they've been outscored and outplayed in this one. Hurricanes definitely need to take advantage here. Mason, corner three, and that almost rattles home. Nice screen on the baseline as Ed Horton ran through Antoine Mason. Mason will go to the line to shoot three. Horton's fourth, team's second of the quarter. Mason hits the first.
And you mentioned Coach Cavell Johnson with obviously a very difficult task in this one, having a 4-22 team, but also being down at the half like they were. But I'll give him credit. You know, he hasn't shown a whole lot of frustration. He hasn't been overly emotional on the sideline. He's stayed calm. He's calling timeouts when he needs to, and he's keeping his players collected. He's doing better than I think I would, given those circumstances. I might be pulling my hair out.
So Mason makes all three. He's got 24 now. 9 for 11 from the free throw line. Horton fires from three, and that's a tough step back three for Ed Horton as Mason closed all the ways out with a hand up, but it wasn't good enough, and we're right back to a 10-point lead.
Just like that, Horton becomes the leading scorer for them. 19 points, 3 of 6 from beyond the arc.
Brown to Poole. Poole off the window and counted
Nice
and
finish.
one. Mike Poole with the response on the other end. Gets it high off the glass and in.
You see the replay here. Takes it in. You say high off the glass, gets the contact on his arm. C.J. Washington checks in for Ramel Brown. And it looks like Derek Hall is going to make his way in as well.
Along with Greg Morrow, so the waiting game is over
Yep.
for Coach Johnson. He couldn't wait any longer. But he's got to be happy that, you know, you're right there.
It's still a basketball game.
Absolutely.
Which is more than I thought we were going to be able to say at this point.
No, I didn't think so at all. Poole finishes the three-point play. Mike's got 7. Miles with the hook and finish. He got away with one right there.
Did he ever?
Looked
Antoine
like-
Mason won the call.
Did he ever? Poole. And that's rejected by Morrow. Stay
timed that
with
well.
the Hurricanes. 15 on the shot, 10-26 left in regulation.
Coach Leslie probably having a word with the ref right now about that hook that went uncalled.
Washington loses the handle. Poole, tough shot, and he drains it.
pretty
Man, when you got it going, you can hit shots like that.
Yeah.
And Mike Poole, with no hesitation, knocks down that awkward shot, but it's money for him. Just another day at the office for Mike Poole. It's hurt
The reigning Atlantic Conference Player of the Week.
with the drive there. Nice take with the right hand as Justin. He picks up the foul. He'll shoot 2. And that foul's on Billy White. That's his 4th. Team's first. Hurts 7 for 12 from the field.
Hits the first.
And this is his 2nd trip to the free throw line. And Justin makes both. It's knocked out of the cylinder there by Poole, but it'll count. Justin stays perfect. He's got 19. Poole for 3. Too strong, rebound by Horton.
See, they're pushing it.
Morrow, kick out to Hurt for 3. short at the rim, and his last touch by Horton, as he fought for it in the air between him and Mike Poole.
Mike Poole crashing the boards there.
White now. Look to go inside the Poole. Billy backdoor and count it. You could see it coming. Derek Hall fell asleep at the wheel.
Sure did.
It just took one look from Mike Poole, Billy White, the Clinkscales, and the execution was there. Anthony Miles draws the foul, though, on the other end.
See the alley-oop to Billy, like you said, didn't need to say anything. All they had to do was look. You see it again here on the replay. Clink throws it up. Billy finishes it off, as we've seen so many times.
It's Miles. First one is strong. And he makes one of two. Anthony's got 13 now.
102-90. Halifax leads with 9:15 to go in the game.
Washington inside. Back inside the Washington on Morrow, and that's a mismatch. And the second chance, third chance there for Washington. Can't finish.
They're going to give him two.
But the foul is called on Derek Hall. He's called for the reach, and CJ will shoot two. CJ just battling underneath there. Merle just no answer defensively, trying to guard CJ.
He's having a game.
Washington 8 for 11 from the field. His first trip to the free throw line tonight.
It's 20 for him.
With 4 rebounds and 2 assists. And he makes both. So CJ's got 21. 14-point lead, just under 9 minutes here in regulation. Horton, kick out to Morrow for 3. It's no good, and a push from behind on Derek Hall, and it looks like it's going on CJ, and he's not happy about that.
No, he looks surprised. Only his second of the day.
Team's third. Horton hurt for 3 again from the same spot. Short rebound from Washington. He had a good look, though. Watson in transition, a bump, and he's teed up. So Watson not happy about that call in transition, as there was a collision between him and Ed Horton.
There was. I don't know if we're going to see the replay of that, but I have a hard time believing that didn't get called. Can't blame Watson for questioning. Not sure what he said to earn the tech, but man, he got bumped.
As Mike Boyle didn't waste any time teeing up Tyrone Watson.
No, he did not.
Conversation still ensuing between Watson and official Matt Boyle, as Justin Hurt knocks down the technical. So it's 1 plus the ball for the Titans, trailing by 13. Ed Horton now to Hall. Hall trying to face up Washington. Dribble hand off to Horton. Horton left hand, he gets to the rim.
There you go.
Foul call on Horton back the other way. Not sure if he was looking for the offensive foul, but I mean, he puts his hands up in disbelief.
You can see the replay there.
I'm just not sure what he was looking for. Either he was looking for a substitution or he was thinking that maybe Clinkscales might have got away with one. But nevertheless, he'll go to the bench and get a blow as Dominic Phillips checks in along with Shamar Sutherland. Clinkscales trying to exploit that mismatch between Washington and Morrow. White,
Oh,
nice
wow.
left hand high off the window as Derek Hall had no answer for Billy White. And Billy's got 14. Hurt to Hall, who's been quiet in the second half.
Yes, he
misses.
has.
Second chance is there, and he's looking for the and one. Hall's got 19. Washington once again posting up whoever guards him. And it doesn't matter. If it's not Derek Hall guarding Washington, he's posting up everybody else on the floor.
Yep, and I don't blame him. Keep doing it. He's had nothing but success with it so far. He's 8 of 11 from the field. Why not?
Taquan Zimmerman checks in for the Hurricanes.
He played limited minutes tonight himself.
White continuing to go to work on Derek Hall. And you can see Hall just running out of gas defensively, trying to guard Billy White. Billy White pretty much getting the shot he wants on Derek Hall.
Great defense by
Scales.
Clint Scales.
Knocks it away from Phillips, and a collision between White and Phillips behind the play.
Yeah, they're going to jaw, but
Zimmerman misses everything from downtown, so a very uncharacteristic
He rushed that shot.
3 by Zimmerman. He
heard
was
it from Coach
wide
Leslie.
open in transition. Not sure what happened there. 108-95, Hurricanes lead though. Morrow inside, Hall, and he's bumped by White. So they're starting to call it a little tight here in the second half.
Yeah, rightly so.
And particularly in this fourth quarter. Both teams looking for fouls on every trip down. There's some contact, but their officials are pretty consistent though. And there was a bump there.
Hall again.
And Hall with the right. I'm not sure if he even
Frustrated.
saw the rim, but he gets it to go. 108-97, another bump. Phillips, and a crowd ensues after the whistle. Billy White, the choice for words with Dominic Phillips.
White and Phillips are the ones that got tangled up earlier.
Yes,
were
they have to tangle up behind the play.
See, this is one thing you don't want to see happen, and the game hasn't even run away. Sometimes this will happen when games are way, way, way out of hand.
Right.
Score-wise, teams will get chippy, and it starts to get a little bit. Starts to get a little bit raw. But this game is still a basketball game, so you don't want to do anything dumb if you're the Kitchener-Waterloo Titans trying to make a comeback here.
Or if you have the lead for the Hurricanes,
fair
and you
enough.
want to continue to keep your head and
That's
play
right.
with
You don't want to give it away.
the discipline type of basketball game that you came into this one playing. It's Billy White
2 shots.
will go to the line, and it looks like
It's going to be Klink.
the Hurricanes, Clink Scale steps up, and they get that right. Clink Scale steps up, it looks like the Titans are over the limit. 6:30 left, lots of basketball left, and you think that this has definitely got to be a storyline that's going to play out the rest of the games. The Hurricanes are not going to settle for opportunities from beyond the arc. They are going to continue to attack the rim.
Yep.
And if they get into their half-court set, they're going to look to get the ball inside. Clink Scales goes 1 for 2.
Why not? When you've got a guy like C.J. Washington, who, as you said, can post up pretty much anyone that guards him, and where Billy White, with his the footwork that he's got, he's kind of able to negate that size differential between himself and Hall. Hall reaching there to slow down the Canes.
Yeah. Clink Scales and the Hurricanes had numbers back the other way off the Phillips miss. And that's Hall's third. Clink Scales will shoot 2. So now the free throw shooting will be on full display the rest of the way
Will.
for the Hurricanes. Clink Scales rattles down the first.
Ten assists has Klink Scales today.
Yeah, 1 of 2 from the field. Close to that double-double is the captain, and he drains the second. Clink Scales, 6 points, 10 assists. You got to think if the Titans are going to foul, the guy that has the ball the most is the point guard. And Clint Scales will get his opportunity to do so. 111-97, just under 6 to go. Phillips, 3 balls, no good. And Johnson continuing to go with Dominic Phillips, who is struggling to find his offense tonight. Watson shots no good. Sutherland for 3, and he drains it. Had a good look in the corner in transition. Tramar makes no mistake connecting from downtown. He's 2 for 4 from that distance. He's got 10 now. Watson, he's fouled by Hurt, and Watson will go to the line to shoot 2.
Hurt thought he was off to the races. Media timeout.
So a timeout on the floor. 11-point lead for the Hurricanes. As we thought this one was pretty much in the books, but both of these teams have an opportunity to win this one. The Hurricanes right now have that 11-point lead, but nothing was for sure here in the second half, as at one point the Titans were able to get it down to 9.
That's right, and 11 points. They got 5 minutes or so left to go in this game. There's still a lot of basketball. It's still, especially with a team that's shooting over 50% from both the field and the free throw, or excuse me, the 3-point line. That lead could close up really, really quick.
And the Hurricanes, after tonight's ball game, will go on the road for 4 straight to start the month of March. Starting on Thursday, March the 1st, they will take on the Island Storm at the Eastlink Center in Charlottetown. Then they will head to St. John, to Harbor Station, to take on the Riptide on Friday, March the 2nd. And then they'll head over to the Rock for 2 straight. Next week, Tuesday, March the 6th and 7th, Wednesday, taking on the Central Division powerhouse, the St. John's Edge, who have been outstanding in their inaugural season. They are not surprising anybody in the second half of the season, but they've had some consistent play throughout their lineup. Yeah,
they have. I mean, Carl English, obviously, they're a big player, but you got to give them credit.
Charles Hinkle is definitely having an outstanding season as well.
Yeah, with St. John's being on as far on the East Coast as you can get, but being a part of the Central Division, give them credit because they're doing a lot of traveling back and forth, more so than the other teams in the Atlantic Conference, right?
And they are winning games.
Yes, they are.
And an empty trip for Watson as he misses both. Watson on the season, 81% from the charity stripe, but not sharp on those first 2 attempts from the free throw line.
Lost the handle.
Sutherland, DeMorrow, he kicks it out to Horton, who's checked back in.
I don't think he knows him. Oh, yeah.
Horton puts it up for 3, and he forces the 3 to beat the shot clock. And Morrow races down the loose ball. Second chance opportunity, though, coming up. Sutherland, crossover, and he loses the handle. And that's a tough call on Taquan Zimmerman, where it looked like Sutherland lost the handle there before the foul was committed.
I don't know if we're going to see a replay of it. Probably not.
Sutherland dodged a bullet there.
Fans here on the sidelines tried their best to appeal that to no avail.
Nevertheless, it'll be Titans possession here. Down 11. Horton puts it up again. Excuse me, that's Hurt for 3, and he misses everything. And Hurt has struggled in the second half from beyond the arc. As he's now 2 for 6, but the 2 that he hit came in the first half, so he's 0 for 4 in the second frame.
Yeah, he's been one of their go-to guys. He's got 20 points, but he's not able to hit those long-range ones.
And he's got some good looks from that distance. Clint Scales, he'll put it up for 3, and he misses everything. That's too strong off the backboard, and rebound by Sutherland.
So you get Hall in the ISO with Billy.
Hall, good move.
Very good.
And finishes with the right hand on the left side. Big man sticking in there. Lots of minutes for the 7-footer. Zimmerman, shot is strong. Washington with the rebound. White now on Hall. He'll go to the line to shoot 2.
It's going to be 4 on Hall at this point.
Billy's down at the moment. He took a shot there. The collision between him and Derek Hall. As Washington will come out.
See Billy drives. Oh yeah, he took a bit of a hard hit.
Yeah, not much playing the ball there by Derek Hall.
No.
I think he tried to stop Billy from getting the attempt off. He knew the foul was coming. He got caught in space, trying to step up the lane and take the quicker Billy White off the dribble. That's just not the thing that Hall's going to do.
No.
Defensively.
No.
Good rim protector when he's standing around the rim or underneath it, but you get him in space, you pretty much got him. As Billy knocks down both. Ooh. Billy falls. Hall now, spin move, kicks it out. Sutherland for 3, and he drains it. Sutherland with another good look from beyond the arc. And that's his 3rd. He's 3 for 7 from downtown. He's got 13 now. 113-105, just over 3 minutes in regulation. Mason, pull up, fade away, in and out. Hurt with the rebound. Justin, and he is called for 2. No, he draws the foul on Watson. Looked like he took too many steps.
Sure did. That's an interesting call. I don't know if we're going to see a replay of that. Called on Watson. Here, we'll see it here. Now let's just count the steps. 1, 2. Even if he didn't travel, I don't know if it's a foul.
It looked like it was not a travel. That second foot was planted when he attempted the shot, but it didn't look like much of a foul on the other end.
Compared to what we've seen. But we have the benefit of replay, right?
Absolutely. It looked like an awkward Euro step.
It really did, yeah. Well, I don't think, usually with the Euro step, you're hoping to get someone to move.
Right.
Tyrone played it straight down the middle. If you play the Euro step right down the middle, you're going to win.
And Hurt goes 1 for 2 from the line. 113 and 106. Zimmerman, that's knocked out of bounds by Hall. It'll remain Hurricane possession with 11 seconds on the shot clock. 2:49 left in regulation. Billy will inbound. Zimmerman looking for the screen. Shot clock dwindling. Mason from way out. And he tried to beat the shot clock there. Mason, wow, had a good look. Left it short at the rim. Yeah. So an opportunity here for the Titans. Hurt can't get it to go, continuing the struggle a little bit. Hall Hill put up the mid-range jumper. In and out. Mason back the other way with numbers. Watson, kick out. Zimmerman, big 3. Boom. Bang! And he knocks it down. That's a huge 3 in transition by Taquan Zimmerman, stepping up his 3rd. He's 3 for 6 from downtown. He's got 12.
They needed that.
10-point lead for the Hurricanes.
That may have been the dagger right there.
Huge shot from beyond the arc by Zimmerman. Horton, short, misses everything.
Wants the contact.
Looking for contact or a deflection by Watson, but a good closeout by Tyrone. Spin move, right hand by Mason. He misses. Sutherland back the other way, and he's knocked to the floor by Zimmerman. And both teams over the limit. And that's Watson's 5th. So called on Watson and not Zimmerman. And Sutherland will go to the line to shoot 2.
Replay there, loses his footing. See it again here.
He rattles home the first.
Was driving hard. Looks like he caught a foot of Watson there. Obviously not an intentional trip. It's good.
And Sutherland makes both. So a timeout on the floor called by the Titans as head coach Johnson wants to talk things over. It's definitely going to have to be some adjustments defensively, but what can you say about this Titans team?
Well,
coming into this one with lots of adversity.
Yeah.
And, I mean, things look like they were coming undone. They were pretty much undone.
Coming apart at the seams.
In that second half. But they have responded in the second half at the 5:09 mark. They were down 27 points. Now, here we are in the fourth. And they are well within striking distance of trying to pull the impossible here.
Yep, down 8 points at this point. You got to give them credit. An undersized lineup, brand new coach, everything working against them. And it didn't look good, but they've stuck with it. They've kept in the game, and they're still in the game to this point. So you got to give them a lot of credit for that, for not letting this one get away from them and crawling back to make it a basketball game. And a good job of Coach Johnson keeping the guys engaged in the game and involved. I mean,
they had to be composed.
To lose that morale,
yeah,
right?
The composure was being tested at one point.
Yep.
But they, you know, and it's a testament to his coaching staff.
Yeah.
This is our first opportunity to see him be a head coach at the professional level, and it looks like right now it's been pretty successful, even though they're on the other end of the scoreboard right now. But if you're the Hurricanes, you got to be saying, well, you know, they fought back, they responded. Basketball is a game of runs.
Yep.
But we have control of this game. We have control of our destiny. We got 1:39 left. We need to take care of the basketball, get some good offensive possessions, and defensively, we need to make it tough on the Titans and not give them any easy opportunities.
That's right, and you said it there. It's Halifax's game to lose at this point, so they just need to play smart basketball. Score if they can, but really put pressure on that defense. They're still in control.
Clint Scales with the ball now.
And use the clock as they're doing.
White, back out to Clint Scales for three. This is a big ball, and that's missed, but a rebound by Zimmerman. Huge offensive rebound by Taekwon, who's been the difference here down the stretch. Taekwon will hold, closely guarded by Sutherland.
Less than 10 on the clock.
Screen coming. Zimmerman gets Sutherland, banks it in. And one.
Great up fake.
Taekwon with great patience.
Definitely.
And that was a high basketball IQ play there by Taekwon.
Oh, definitely.
Couldn't beat Zimmerman off the dribble. Knew he was in the trailing position and banks it off the window. And that takes a lot of skill to do.
Yep. Got that up fake. You see it right there. It was enough to get him off his feet. And he got the contact as he was taking that shot. Good job finishing.
And Zimmerman completes the three-point play, and he's got 6 huge points down the stretch for the Hurricanes. Hall shots. He misses everything. Hurricanes in no hurry, but they do have numbers in transition, and Watson finishes.
121-108.
So a huge mountain here to climb for the Titans. Sutherland knocks down the mid-range jumper, but it might be a little too late here. Hurricanes secure it and get it over. They're in no hurry. Titans need the foul. Not sure what's happening here.
Well, I don't think a foul.
Lots of time coming off. A differential of 10 seconds between the game and shot clock. Clint Scales freeze, right hand, and he is fouled. So Clint Scales pulling out the patent freeze and go.
Yeah. He's got that thing down to a science.
And it seems like everybody falls for it.
Yep, I haven't seen.
And it doesn't matter where he is on the floor or what the situation is. When he pulls out that freeze and go, it's pretty much money. And he'll go to the line to shoot 2 with an 11-point lead. 12.3 seconds left. The roof of this building pretty much has to cave in for the Hurricanes not to reach 6 straight. Catton drains the first. And he misses the second. Hall with the rebound. Hurt. In tight to Morrow. Morrow can't get it to go, and Hurt gets the third opportunity to go, but that pretty much should do it. 3.1 seconds left.
That'll be her.
Mason will dribble this one out, and it's in the books. A 10-point lead and a 10-point win, that is. 122-112 is the final. Hurricanes make it 6 straight, but it wasn't easy.
Nope, it wasn't. And it's like I said, you got to give credit to the Kitchener-Waterloo Titans. They didn't let this game get out of hand. They came back. They kept it a basketball game despite what they had working against them. So credit to them, but good job of the Halifax Hurricanes as well.
So the Hurricanes get it done. They move to 6 straight and a commanding lead in the Atlantic Division, moving their record to 20-9. Now they will go out on the road for a very difficult 4-game road trip where they'll take on some very tough opponents before coming back here on the 15th to take on the Moncton Magic. So the final, 122-112. For my partner, Matt Elliott, I'm Vince Williams, and the great crew, the Silver Vision crew, saying so long from Halifax. We'll see you March the 15th.